Good morning. This is the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Saturday, September 3rd. Taking a look at our impact map, we can see the influence of a dry cold front moving across north portions of the Great Basin. The biggest threat is going to be wind gusts 30 to 40 miles an hour across this darker shade here. As we move into Sunday, we're not going to see much of a temperature recovery. Still going to see hot and dry conditions, more of a westerly wind, and that will last on through Monday. Could see some storms across southern portions of the Great Basin, but if we do, they'll be isolated and scattered. Looking at our near surface smoke forecast, we can see the influence of the dry cold front for this afternoon with transport of smoke more north. And tomorrow, as a cold front passes off to our east, we can see the influence of westerly wind behind the front, helping to push smoke east. Looking at vertically integrated smoke forecast, this afternoon, again, we can see that south-southwest winds ahead of this dry cold front, and as we move into tomorrow afternoon, we can see the influence of those westerly winds behind that front. Dry through the last 24 hours, no precipitation through the Great Basin. We might have had a smidgen along this Arizona strip here, but other than that, no lightning, no precip. Initial attack activity mainly confined to the western portions and northern portions of the Great Basin. 7-day precipitation, dry, very dry across the Great Basin. No precipitation pretty much whatsoever across the western and north portions through Idaho, Nevada. Utah, southern Utah, still a little bit wet, but we can see the influence of this high pressure system that we've had over the area for the last week. Again, seeing the influence of that high pressure system drying out the Great Basin, seeing 100-hour fuels drying out through the most of the area. Current satellite, again, you can see very impressive high pressure. Look at that ridge stretching all the way up through northern Canada here, almost to the Arctic. We do see this little shortwave trough moving through. That'll be our cold front and the item of most concern through today and tomorrow as this dry cold front pushes across Idaho, helping to bring really strong winds. Some ridges seeing 30 to 40 miles an hour. Some precipitation across northern Idaho, but the Great Basin should remain dry. Looking at model forecasts, we can see this shortwave trough with the dry cold front. Northern portions of the panhandle here are going to see some precip, but for the Great Basin, we will see strong winds and dry conditions. And looking at the fire potential map, we can see those winds and dry conditions helping to really increase fire behavior. Looking at peak winds, here's that cold front right here. This is for this afternoon. Anywhere between 3 p.m. and 7 p.m., we can see these strong southwest winds pushing through. And then behind it across eastern Oregon, you can see these westerly winds. Here's that cold front with those 40-mile-an-hour winds, 30 to 40-mile-an-hour winds across the central mountains of Idaho and across also northern portions of Nevada. Relative humidity, single digits. Again, dry, cold front, quite impressive pattern. Precipitation, we can see that northern fringes of the Great Basin here could see light precip. The majority of precip will stay across North Ops and the northern sections of the Panhandle. Majority of the Great Basin will remain dry. We do see those scattered thunderstorms here, some isolated precip across the Arizona Strip, but the majority of the Great Basin will remain dry. Moving to Sunday, we see that little shortwave trough move off to the east. We do see some west to southwest flow, very dry, settling across the Great Basin, helping to increase fire behavior through the weekend. Looking at winds, we will see strong winds continue across northern portions of Nevada and also through Idaho and trickling into eastern Idaho as well. Precipitation, still dry. Not a whole lot going in the system, just dry conditions. Look at those single-digit relative humidities across the western northern portions of Nevada. Looking at Monday, we'll start to see zonal flow settling across the northern portions here. Still seeing strong fire behavior potential as we continue to see dry air push across the region from this very strong and persistent and very stubborn high pressure system. Peak winds will still hold on to some stronger 20-mile-an-hour winds across northern portions of Nevada, and that'll trickle into the Snake River Plains as well. Still dry with precipitation. Looking at 3-day precip accumulation, we can really see that influence of the dry cold front. We see the northern portions of Montana and Oregon. We will see some light precip there, but overall, nothing going on for the Great Basin. Looking long term, we'll see this continuous high pressure just reside right over the Great Basin, continue to bring in westerly winds and dry air, really starting to dry out the region, starting to see some fire behavior increase across Northern California, and that'll trickle into the western portions of the Great Basin as well. Now, looking into Wednesday, we start to see a tropical system hurricane across Baja. This will influence how much precip and moisture will move into the region, and there's a lot of uncertainty here. We'll have to keep an eye out through Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to watch how this system moves and transports moisture into the region. But overall, for the area, northern portion of the Great Basin, we continue to see significant fire potential, hot and dry, westerly winds, dry air. Fire season is definitely not over for the northern portions of the Great Basin, Idaho. Continue to watch this little hurricane move up the coast. This story will change. We'll have to watch how this either adds or depletes moisture from the atmosphere and how this moves into the area. But this could help us shut down some activity. Except for the northern portions, we will still see a high pressure over here. Westerly winds and dry continue to hold on to increased fire behavior. Looking at precip accumulation, 7-day totals, we do see some splurge up into the northern Idaho here, but for the most part, Great Basin remains dry, and we have been shut off from that monsoonal moisture push. 8 to 14-day outlook, still dry, looking at higher than normal temperatures, and the precipitation we're looking at below to near normal for the Great Basin. Arizona Strip might be able to squeeze in some of the moisture from that tropical system. We'll have to watch to see how that pattern emerges through the next few days. That is it for the briefing. Have a great day.